What's good, everybody? It's Mr. Composition, the MC that writes fiction, back at it with another reaction. We got ourselves some rain out here in Texas, so decided that since I can't go out and do some deliveries, we all do some reactions. Now, this is Baby Share the Biggest Red Flags in Parents Part 2 by Willie Wavy Productions. Now, this is my first time seeing this, so that's why it's Part 2. But if it's funny and y'all want to see me react to part one, then we'll check it out. Now, I thought this was hilarious due to the fact that I know they're using AI. And so I think they're using Vio 3. I haven't checked that one out, but I've been using some other ones to create some things. And with this to me is a prime example on why humans are still going to be needed for creativity. The AI is not going to think of this concept. It may create as far as the visuals for it, but it's the humans that are creating this stuff that is entertaining. Like I've been seeing the Yeti and the other things, and people are rolling, they are laughing, and it's AI. So though there are aspects that they are questionable. I think that this is really just the beginning of it. So let me know what y'all think of AI and in the comments and its use for stuff like this. So let's check this out.
What's the biggest red flag you caught from your parents early?
They took my temperature. Let's just say it wasn't in my mouth, and I will never trust them again.
What's a red flag you've seen from your mom?
She called my dad a deadbeat, but girl, you the one who let him beat the Goonies down.
What's a parenting red
Wow.
flag you caught early?
They dropped my pacifier, blew on it, and stuck it back in my mouth, so they'll for sure be going to a nursing home.
What's a red flag you noticed about your parents early on?
Oh no. Oh, no. That one is funny because it's just all like, yo, you heard about the 5 second rule, 10 second rule, everything like that. But if babies could talk, be like, hold up, man, like that just fell on that. And it's funny because these are the same babies that will actively put things inside of their mouth. So that one is kind of like, yeah, but you already do that. At least I wiped it off. You, as a baby, would have just everything just.
Feeding me the same plain milk every single day. No flavor, no seasoning, 0 out of 10.
What's something you wish your parents would
Wow.
do differently?
When they're burping me too rough, bruh, it's supposed to be a gentle pat, not a drum solo on my spine.
What's a red
Wow.
flag you've already seen from your parents?
When they stick that suction thing in my nose too far, I'm
Hold up, hold up, hold up. Why are all of these babies, like whoever did the AI generation thing, why do they have all of the babies in luxury stuff, blinged out, freaking Oh, why does this baby have the freaking the matching shower cap outfit? And why I paused it? Because the baby bottle is lit up and bleaked out too. What in the world? Like, because I was looking at several of them, and I'm just all like, again, I know this is AI. But it's just it's like why the super designer stuff, and it's like the street interview setup. So it's funny. It's so random.
filing for emancipation next time.
What's a red flag you remember from in the womb?
My mom hit the blunt so much, I only cried because I was happy to be out, but now I'm stuck here.
What's something your mom does that really gets on your nerves?
She'll grab the 16-ounce can of tuna when she knows WIC only covers the 12.
What's something strange you remember your parents doing?
Wow.
They made me do a photo shoot against my will with only a hat on. I felt violated and vulnerable.
What's something your pops did that you'll never forget?
Yo, but why are all of these kids decked out? This is one of the things when I seen some of the other ones that came out and they were like vlogs and they're like YN. If you don't know what that is, it's young, young nigga. Um, and almost like the super stereotypical aspect, like, yeah, I could laugh at this and everything like that. It's funny seeing the babies, different things like that. But there is a certain thing to where it's just all like, and again, these are all ages, as far as it may be the quote unquote time or whatever, but it's just hilarious. But the whole drum solo one, that one was hilarious as well too. And then the whole tuna grabbing the 16 over, even though the wick only covers 12. But I don't know. It's one of the things where it's just all like, who's the person who's putting in the prompts, getting these particular things? Like, is that to add to the extra layer of hilarity? And me personally, I don't think AI is going anywhere. Like, I don't think we're going backwards at this point until destruction happens. But this is a lot of the reasons why I personally create with AI and I make certain appearances in circumstances you wouldn't normally see, especially of like Black people, because like if we're gonna do this, it's why it's like, why perpetrate what we already see? And again, some of this stuff you're not gonna be able to stop it. But my thing is to at least create an alternative or an opposing, view that puts us in like that's why for me I dive into the sci-fi. I dive into, just the fantasy elements and different things like that. And so I create things where you see a likeness of me, in these particular type of things. So when I see these things, and it's funny, like with the Yeti, it's funny, like with the babies and everything like that. But like me, I want to see like a version of this where it's just like in a fantasy land and they're talking about their biggest red flags and different things like that, like, or pick a particular anime or fantasy universe or whatever, like Star Wars or different things like that, and pick a people and do like red flags in that aspect, like Star Wars, the Jedi, like what's the biggest red flag, do the same thing and those type of things, and like I said, there's a room for this, obviously, it's got me reacting to it. So it just that's just one of the random thoughts I had
My
with
mom
this.
said
My
he was
bad.
coming to pick me up, and he literally picked me up, put me back down, and left.
If your mom
Wow.
and dad were shoes, which one would be on clearance?
Daddy would be clearance. He's been walking around looking like a discount croc since 2019. They said I
Damn.
saved their relationship, but nah, I just delayed the breakup.
If you took your parents to a pawn shop, what would they offer you?
$5, and that's being generous. Market value for used goods with emotional baggage is basically nothing.
Which parent is the
Wow.
scariest driver?
My mom, she treats red lights like suggestions and speed limits like rough estimates.
How did you know you couldn't trust your parents?
One time my dad told his friend he was up the street, but he was still on the toilet and nowhere near leaving.
If your parents came with a warranty, what would you be claiming?
Manufacturing defects, emotional support feature not working, need complete system restore.
If your family was a business, would you invest in it?
Absolutely not. High risk, low returns, terrible management. I'd short sell this whole operation.
If your parents were on a dating
Damn.
app, how would you write their profiles?
Daddy needs GPS to find his own feeling, and Mama collects emotional baggage, both getting swiped left.
Who's really the boss in your family?
Obviously me. I control the sleep schedule, meal times, and the emotional climate. They're just my employees.
If you could change one thing about your parents, what would
Yo,
it be?
these kids are all
Daddy's
bleeding
entire
out.
wardrobe. Men really wore socks with sandals to church.
What's the nickname your parents gave you that low-key ain't funny?
My daddy called me Plan C because Plan B ain't work, and Plan A was something I can't say out loud.
What's something your mom said that still don't make
Oh
sense?
my gosh.
She said I look just like my dad, but every time she see his face, she called the police and his parole officer.
You got any life advice?
Jeez.
You can't heal in the crib you got hurt in. Sometimes you gotta crawl out.
Message.
Jet message. Before we get into that, this video is sponsored by me. Hey, if you want to dive into new music, I have a catalog. Yeah. These are not singles. These are albums. But more recently this year, I did release an album called Tame Chaos. So you can listen, stream, download, purchase, all of that. in the link in the description. And just, check it out because I want to see if people are actually seeing this and going to the site. So, anyways. The way that they really had this, and then they get like the little microphone versus the big one, it's oh man, the kids of this generation. I know it's AI and it's a super exaggerated thing, but as I started hearing more of them, I'm just like, wait, some of these are I know some people, yeah, like I'm just all like, geez, Louise, man. But this was entertaining. There's a lot of thoughts, and a lot of it's tripping me out because I know it's AI, but in the same token, it does look so real. There are several instances that you can tell, but that's as someone who has dived pretty intensively in generated stuff, so I can imagine a person who's just like randomly going by and just being like, "Whoa, what the what is this kid?" It's AI. You know what I mean? But yeah, this is wild. It's like I'm laughing, but my mind is it's still tripped out, and you can tell with some of like the way that the hand is and the way the camera angles go, like switch aside. Like there's definitely aspects you could tell, but that's with me really like paying attention, so it's wild. But let me know what y'all think. Should I do part one? Was there one of the babies that you either know someone who's a parent like that, or who's the product, like the child is a product of some stuff like that? Let me know in the comments. But hey, it's Mr. Composition, the MC that writes fiction, back at it with another reaction. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, notification bells on so you don't miss when I drop a new video on the road to 10K. Make sure to check out the description for my music, books, comics, and more. All right, y'all. Peace.